All right, welcome everybody. This is my Serato Studio basic edit tutorial. Welcome in. This is gonna be a one take Jake, guys. So there's gonna be errors and messes up, and I'm gonna be pausing here and there because I'm gonna lose my train of thought. So I warn you guys up front. But yeah. Anyways, this is gonna be my Serato Studio tutorial. And another warning, guys. I am not a Serato Studio expert. I just started using this app about 3 months ago, but I do have background in making edits and other stuff in production DAWs like Ableton. Some stuff in Ableton. My roots actually take me back a long time ago to Acid 5.0. For those of you who used to rock a PC, shout out to anybody out there with Windows XP in 2023. Anyways, um, I had to get something more modern, so Ableton is cool, but just for the basic stuff that I need, Serato Studio has definitely been coming in clutch for me lately. So I want to make this video. I'm gonna try to make it quick and neat. I know I'm already rambling, but hopefully this will help you guys. This is just to make edits, a DJ edit. I'm taking a song that's got already an intro. It's not a beat, 8 bar beat intro. It just got like a instrumental 8 bar intro. But I want to add a beat, and I want to use Serato Studio's stem features to extract that beat, and then add it as an 8 bar intro, and then connect the song to it, and then add the beat to the instrumentational 8 bar to kind of keep it going. So in a sense, we're making it like a 16 bar intro, if you will. So let's do that right now. I'm gonna open up Serato Studio. Actually, I think it was already open, so let me close it out. Don't save. I'm just gonna do a fresh open from the beginning. And again, I am using the newer version of Serato Studio 2.0 or 2. Whatever, 02. So now when you open it, it's gonna give you this. Are you making a new beat? Are you making a remix? I always do the remix. It used to say DJ edit. And the Serato. Okay, so don't pay attention to this. This is because I do have Serato DJ as well, and yes, it is a shared library. So any changes that you do to your files inside the studio will be affected in DJ. So just keep that in mind. All right, moving forward. So we're opening up the Serato, and there's a couple of different views. Song views. It'll toggle between library and your song view, and then over here you're also gonna have your audio view, and I believe this is called property view or something like that. So let's go into obviously song view. So when you load it up, it's going to be like right here. Your library, it lets you access your Serato library projects that you already got working, drums, and it's got a lot of cool drum kits, audio samples and effects, and all kinds of other good stuff, instruments, MIDI keyboard, stuff like that. Cool stuff, really cool shit, which I haven't learned how to use yet. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Anyways, plugins, patterns, and such forth files. So let's go back to song view. The actual song that I'm going to be making the edit for today is a old freestyle song from '95 from Spanish Fly called "Loneliest Nights." Shout out to Spanish Fly, Aki Star. Um, the song, like I said, it's already got an 8 bar instrument intro, but I wanted to add one with a beat. So that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to go to my Finder, and I believe I got them in desktop. Serato Studio Test. Here it is. So I'm just going to use this file, but I'm going to use this file twice, and I'll explain why in a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and read it in there. I'm going to just play you guys the song, how it sounds, the studio album. Now, on my keyboard, to play this song, not down here, not in the actual like song, in the project view mode, whatever, audio mode, but up here. This is kind of like this is this right here. This is kind of like more like a property view. Like for those of you guys who are in Ableton, it's that view that's down here. Your Ableton project's up here, and then this view is down here. All the time warp and stretching and all that stuff is down here. This is essentially it. In order to play it up here, you actually on your keyboard you hit return. Sample and return. Zoom in, out. I'm using my. Let me hit return to stop. I'm using my scroll on my mouse to zoom in and out. Otherwise, on your keypad, you put 2 fingers down, and you do this up and down on your 2 fingers on your keypad, on your trackpad. Sorry. Or you're just your mouse is just scrolling, and then you just left click, drag to the right, and this right here is your. I always forget the name of this, but I believe it is your time cursor. So for the time being, I'm gonna call it time cursor because I believe that's what it's called. So the time cursor is very important, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Why everything is built around this time cursor here too. So that's the song. I hit return to play it. If I want to hear it down here, I hit play over here, or I hit spacebar on my keypad. And we'll start playing it. As you can see here. Stop it right there. Over here is return. Now, as you can hear, it does start off with an instrumental. Serato, right away, when you load the song, it goes to work. It's analyzing it. It's trying to find the BPM. It's trying to find the key and the length of the actual project itself. And it's figured it out. It does a really good job of doing that. This song itself was recorded in like '95. They obviously, as you can see, it's a very well recorded song. It's locked in tempo. It doesn't seem to drift out. It's pretty much locked in. But it starts off like this. And I want to add this beat to it right here. What you're hearing right here? Watch. And there's your downbeat. That's the part I want to use, and I want to add it here, all throughout there. So that's what I want to use to add through here. I want to add an 8-bar blank, just really, really flat, and then 8 bars over this, and then this I wanted it to just kind of take over. And that's it. We're just going to add 8 bars to this, and another 8 bars in front of it. So what we're going to do is, it's already in here, audio 1. What you're going to do is you're going to go to add audio, and then you're going to open it. It's a secondary one. So I'm going to go back to my Finder. It's already in my folder that I had, and I'm going to bring it in here. Now, the cool part is the reason I had to do that is because you can't just go in here and duplicate this track, because what you're going to do is if you do that, you're duplicating any changes that you would do to the stems up here. So let's say if I have audio on here and I wanted to just mute out the vocals, the melody, the bass line, and just keep the beat going. Give it a second. It's going to populate it right now. See, it's already populating it. If I were to make a copy of this, it would make a copy of whatever I'm doing, exactly how I'm doing it. And if I were to unmute these, it would basically do the same thing. Everything that's in the properties of everything that you're doing on this will affect the duplicate. As you can see over here, I have 2 different files open of the exact same song, but look, only this one up here is when it's being affected by the stems, muting of the stems. See that? Let's bring in. See how it's making them disappear. So right here, so the top part, I'm actually just getting the beats. And then the bottom part is what they're going to use for the actual song, for the edit of the song. This is just going to be for the beats. I'm getting off topic a little bit here, so let's go back to it really quick. I just wanted to load those 2 songs in there. They're placed in the identical spot. And the cool part is, right now what I'm going to show you guys is how to go inside here and make sure that the grid is on point, which it is already naturally, but I'm going to show you guys how to manually do that by yourselves. It's called warping. and you're basically locking in little anchors in the remix in the edit itself. Let me explain. Let me get in and I'll show you guys. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to unmute all this. I want to be able to hear it. I'm going to go ahead and mute out the secondary track for now. Let's go back in here. And you see, this is where I want to capture my 8-bar instrumental over here. And as you can see, Serato DJ does a really good job already of finding it, my beats. If you ever need to adjust it, you would activate your grid right here. And much like the app, for those of you guys who are familiar with Serato DJ, your apps, you know, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your bars, your 1, your 9, your 17s, 25s, 33, 41, 49, 57, 65. So every 8 bars, you know, we count our bars, 8 bar, 8 bar, 8 bar. They're in here. You can see them. So in this particular case, because the song was recorded so well, I was actually able to just use the instrumental. Let me bring this in over here. The instrumental 8 bar. Find the 1 here, but if you didn't, if it wasn't easy to find the 1, you could actually just find the 1 on your very first downbeat over here, and just assign that one your set grid start, which is your 1 1 1. You know, very, very start of it all, your backstop of everything, your first downbeat starting at your 1. And then if you count out 8 bars, you're going to land on your 9. You count out another 8 bars, you land on your 17. Another 8 bars, 25, and so forth and so forth. So every 8 bars after 1. In this case, I was able to just, you know, like I said, the song was easy to track and to create. 3, 4. You can actually turn on the metronome in here and hear your work. Make sure these are hitting correctly. There's your, technically your first downbeat where the beat is. Hit save on that, it's fine. And you can also turn on your metronome and your overall project to hear what's going on everywhere. Alright, so turn that off for a second. Let's go back to what we got over here. So I'm going back into this one, this audio one, and what I want, oh, and then see these over here? These are just traditional cue points. You can assign anywhere here. You can put one there, you can put one wherever you want. But obviously you want to put them where they make sense. You can right click and delete it if it's not where you want it, which I'm going to do. What I want to actually do is, because I already know this song is locked in, and I believe it locked it in at 125.99. You could actually just round it off to 126. It will make the adjustments for you. It'll actually absolutely make this 126. So what you want to do on your first song, on your audio one, I want to mute the acapella, the melody, the bass line, and just keep the beat. And I can play where the beat comes in, watch. And that's where I want to capture. I can hit return, stop it so that I can see it. And you see there's already a little line where it's telling you the downbeat is. And right there is where you would want to just hit number 2 on the keypad, or just drop a 2 right here. And then I got this going in increments already of 32 bars, which is 32 beats, which is 8 bars. I mean, the 8 bar. You could change that to 64. You change that to, there we go, 32, 16, 8 bar. Or no, 8 notes, which is like 1 bar, I think. I just have it defaulted to 32. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 8 bars. Okay. So that's what that one is. I don't know what this. Oh, because obviously I have it muted out. There's nothing there. Otherwise, you'd hear this. But I got it muted. I'm just hitting beats. So this is just that's just the process. Going back really quick to the grids, guys. I want you to know. Let me unmute all these. Show you the entire song. And you guys can see up here when you zoom in. How you see how it's red is because I dropped a transient on it right here. I was very confident this is the downbeat, so I hit a set grid 1 1. Set grid start here, so it does a 1 1 1, and then it automatically measures to the next one over to 2 and so forth. What I like to do is I go off of 8 bars. There's some guys who like to do every bar. Some guys like to go in there and get every single note. I just go for 8 bars. Some of these songs, I think every 8 bars is a good, you know, um, good way to measure it out evenly. I feel that every note hits where it's supposed to. Here's number 10. Here's number 11. As you can see, they're all hitting pretty proper. I'm very happy where they're hitting on this particular edit. So as you can see, I got 17 here. I didn't even drop one, but you can drop a anchor if you want here, which is this set button. See, it turns it red now. And what it does is it's going to lock this in place. Anything from this point to the left stays locked in place. You know what I mean? So anything from an anchor prior to this one, 17, if you zoom back, I believe I have an anchor dropped on number 9. If not, we can drop one. So watch here. I set one of these. And this is why this thing is very important. This time cursor is because you have to set where you're going to want that drop there. Because if you set it right here, it will move it. And it will it will knock out, it will affect the entire project here. So control. We do a Command Z to undo what I just did. So it's very important that you have this right where you want to set it, and then you hit set on the time cursor right here. So I got, like I said, I really didn't do too much on this song because I am very confident it's locked in. Let's go halfway into this song right here. I would say somewhere like around, let's go to 81. 81 beats. 81 bar. Look at that. Very locked in. So I'm very confident that it's locked in and I don't have to do much to it. So you hit save on what you've done and that's that. It's already locked in. So if you did the whole song, bar 1, 9, 17, 25, 33, 41, so on. You did your entire song. You locked it all in. You would basically ensure that your entire song is locked in, on the tempos throughout the entire song. So if you add a loop, a bar loop, a 1 bar loop, whatever loop you got for your bed beat, for the remix, it will play out perfectly along with your song. On my next video, we're going to do Chris Isaac's Wicked Games, which is a song that was kind of recorded with like a guitar, and they didn't even have like a drum. I think they were just kind of like pounding the guitar on the side or something like that. But we'll do that one with a bass beat as the remix tutorial. For this one, this is just an intro for the edits. So, all right, so going back, we know that this song is locked in. Any changes you make to this song as well, like any grid changes that you do, it will affect it whenever you do add it in again as a separate audio track. And again, the reason that I did 2 separate ones is because this one, I didn't want to mute out the vocals and the melodies and the bass lines. I wanted just the whole song. It was audio 1 that I just want to mute out this, and just keep the beats going. Because I'm going to use the beats from this. See, remember I had the cue point from earlier? All right, so how I'm going to do with this is I'm going to delete everything that's on track 1. Gone from there. I still got my cue point over here. I'm gonna make sure I go to the front over here. And then also, you guys, so you can hide this if you don't want to see what's going. Once you're done with that, you don't want to see it. You want to just see what's going on with your project view over here. Your kind of like your multi-channel, your multi-track view. It's this one, the audio view over here. Or you can also run your cursor. See that little up and down right there? You left click it. You can give yourself a little bit more screen real estate going up or down. And along the way, I'll show you guys some other tricks. Another thing too that I was showing my buddy Derek B, because he for a minute there was on a smaller computer and he couldn't see how small these files were. Is you could actually run your cursor over these right here and make these a little bit bigger if you wanted to. And then over here is where you could zoom in and out. On the if you wanted a shortcut on the keyboard, I believe it's if you hold down Command and you hit plus or minus on your keyboard, it'll do the same thing too. Otherwise, you could just click these buttons. I wish there was an easier way to do that on the shortcuts, but there isn't for now. So, all right. So let's go back to my 8 bars that I wanted right here. Remember, I started off exactly on the beginning of the beat. And that's the one I'm going to drag. Oh, you know what, really quick. We'll cover this what Scenes is in a minute. Scenes opens up the program's sequencer, drum sequencer, sampler, and MIDI recorder, all that stuff. We'll cover that in a little bit. Let's go back to the audio. So audio 1, I'm going to drag this right over here. It's going to do the entire song, obviously, but it's going to do it right from the beginning of this cue point. And keep this in mind, I only wanted 8 bars of it. Remember that. So let's go into the beginning over here. And you see, let me delete this. We don't need that right now. Go back to 1. As you guys can see here, do you see how these, you can still see 4 little boxes here, little rectangles there. As you can see, there's 2 different grays, shades of black. There's like a dark black and this is somewhat of a grayish black and a dark black. It's basically telling you it's 4 notes for 1 bar. 4 notes, 2, 3, 4 for 1 bar, 2, 3. So it's basically 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar, 5 bars, 6 bars, 7 bars, 8 bars. There's 8 of them right here. There's your 8-bar intro right here. And all I want is the 8 bars from here. You could right-click onto this. As you can see, it's highlighted the track. You can right-click, and it snaps it right into place. This is what I love about this. It snaps it right into place. You can right-click, and you can hit split to new clip. And then I'm just going to delete everything else that was in the track because I know that I only want this loop right now. That's all I want. I don't want anything else from the song, so I can delete it. Make sure that nothing gets left behind. So that's what I want to delete. Then I want a copy of this. So as you can see, when I left click it, it's going to highlight it. You could, on the keyboard, you could do a Command D, and it'll copy and paste it right next to it. You can keep doing that if you want. It's just going to keep populating it right next to it. Let me undo some of these because I only want it in there twice. Oh, I accidentally moved that one there. Make sure, be careful not to move it. Okay, so, and the cool part is if you do move it, you can just snap it back into place. All right, so these are the 2 8-bar loops that I wanted. Here is the song itself. I remember we got it started on the 1 anyways. So, but I want this to start on the 8 bar. I want a dry 8 coming out of here. And then, so it's muted right now, so you're not going to hear it. What you guys are going to end up with is, here's your 8 bar. And you see it just loops it again, right? And that's what you want. Let's zoom in really quick. Show you guys. It's doing a really, really good job of it. It's lining it all up. You guys can even see how well everything is structured. All right. So let's zoom out really quick. See, there's a beginning of that one. And then here's the actual song we're going to bring in. Let me unmute it. But what I'm going to do is I want to bring this in place right at the beginning. See, I can have it just like that. It'll snap it in place right on the line for you. That's what I really like about this. So now what you hear is going to be this. You zoom out. Play from the beginning. There's your edit right there. So let's zoom out really quick here as the song plays out. Thoughts of you to be played, 'cause I'm amazing, I'm someone you can't deny the way. You can put an outro to it. Kind of know where it's going to be. So what I want to do is go back to the front, and you're going to copy one of these loops. And instead of hitting Command D to copy paste, you just do Command C. And bring it all the way to the back here. And I believe we had the spot for it right here, right towards the back. And I believe it's right here. And we're doing a little paste. Yep, and I believe that's it. So what you could do is zoom in really quick. You bring that out. Zoom out. Turn on this little automation button right here. And it brings in the faders. And this one, what we want to do is, this is the beat we want to keep hearing, so we don't want to mute it out or nothing. We want to just bring in the mixer, go to the volume, and then you click here. You create like an anchor, and you click here, and you make another one, and then this is the one that you could just kind of like fade down. And you kind of give it a taper off, and then this beat keeps playing. You unmute that, and let's hear what it sounds like. You know, it's a little simple. You can go in there and make it not so subtle. Let's see how that sounds. Good enough. A little A bar out. And you got an A bar out and an A bar in. And that's it. There's your edit. Very simple. Let's go to the beginning of it. Let's zoom in. Now, obviously, I took a lot of assumptions that, you guys already have some experience in remixing or using digital audio workstations here. So I do apologize if there's some stuff that isn't understood or is not covered well. If you have any questions, any follow-up questions to these, anything, I'm sure I made more questions than I did answers. But write down any questions you got. send me the questions, and um, I'm gonna try to upload this one to YouTube as well. Maybe I can get some feedback there. Any guys have anything that you want to contribute? Things that maybe it would help for me to learn or know? I'd like to know. And if you found this video useful, I will try to make more. I'm gonna make the other one with the Chris Isaac remix. That one should be pretty cool. And that one, I'll walk you through that one a little, and it should be a little longer too. I'm trying not to make these things so long, but these are my first ones here. And I'm remembering things as I go. So bear with me, guys. I'm new to this, and I'm going to keep on doing this. Shout out to my brother Derek B for pushing me to get into this. So it's about damn time I do it. So, all right. Shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Lou Rock. Shout out to anybody that's going to use this video and hopefully benefits you in the world of making edits with Serato Studio. And I will see you guys. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we even head out here, I'm over here saying my goodbyes. So we're done with our edit. Pretty simple, right? And what you're going to do now is you're going to hit save your project as if you want to save it. In this case, I'll just call this one Lonely Test. I'm gonna save it in documents, and I'll put it in my Serato Studio projects. See, I already got the Loneliness Night in there. I already made it. And then when you're done with that, if you want to save it. Otherwise, if you want to just export it and never think about it again, hit export song. This is export Serato Visualizer. Is pretty cool too. It's like a little video thing that you can make for your edits. It's kind of cool and free. But right now we're gonna go to export song. And we're going to do export your song as it's up to you, WAV or MP3. I'm going to do MP3. Export. I'm going to call it Lonely Test. Oops. Lonely Test. And we'll put it right there in documents. And there we are. Export it all out. You know, another thing that we didn't cover was this mastering thing that's got it in here. I'll show you guys that one on the other one. This one we don't need it because the song was pretty much already a studio mastered, and we didn't really alter anything. We kept pretty much everything proper, the way it should have been. All right, so now that you do that, you go into your desktop, and there's a Lonely Test, and this is what it sounds like. And there it is, guys. That's how you make it. So, hope you guys found the video helpful. I think it's still open. Hope you guys found this video helpful, like I said, and I'm going to work on the other one that's got a more in-depth coverage on how you warp in Serato Studio and how you could do your warp markers throughout it to lock in that perfect remix. So, or your perfect samples or your perfect breaks that you're going to want to do later on. Because once you do all your warp markers, you could actually go in there and chop up the song and get all your chops and your remixes organized. And so it's fun. And then we're going to cover the scenes next time. How you can go in there and make some little effects. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of the Chris Isaac one that we're going to do. And I'll show you the sneak peek of what we got in the scenes here, which is we're using the sampler that the software's got to sample the actual beat that I'm using, this bed beat that I'm using for the remix. And I'll play you a little sample of this. This song has been lined up. It's been quantized, warped, fixed to go along with this beat over here, which is a loop itself. And then I got these little fill-ins that I created with the actual loop. Alright, but we'll cover that on the next video, guys. Hope you guys found this video helpful, and I will see you on the next one.